Now let us discuss about greening IT. Now how it is possible to green the IT or IT devices, that is the question here. So when we talk about the IT field, we have to concentrate on PCs, notebooks and servers. So how it is possible to reduce the e-waste or greenhouse gases because of the IT sector? That is what we are discussing in greening IT. So not only that PCs, notebooks and servers, we will be also discussing about cloud computing, the data centers and so on. So we can reduce or we can or we can green the IT field by reducing the energy consumption by making a small change in the way we use the computer. So that is switching off the computer, of course, when you are not in use, or when you want to keep a computer aside for a few minutes, you can just keep it in a sleep mode. These are the very small things what we can consider, and we can stop consuming more power. So that helps in both ways. For power, PC life is also increased, and the power consumption also will be reduced. Now, enabling second method is enabling the power management features without sacrificing the performance. That is the automatic computer shutdown or a power down, an energy saving state when it is not in use. So that is one of the way we can save the energy. Ultimately, that is the concept which is useful for greening the IT field. Next, turning off the system when not in use. We have already discussed that. Then using screensavers. So most of you are not familiar with why the screensavers are used. If the screen is kept idle for a longer time in the same screen, it consumes more power. By using the screen servers, the consumption of the power can be reduced. And we can use a thin client. This is quite interesting concept. So this is where I'm very much thinking about in the future. So what is a thin client? That is the question here. So because we know that some term comes and we buy hard things and we go. And in previous class I have discussed about the power consumption. If you consider the CRT monitor and the TFT monitor, CRT monitor, the PC with the CRT monitor consumes a lot of power. If you take the power of the laptop or CRT monitor, it is less compared to the power of the laptop and TFT monitors or LED monitors. The power consumption is less in those devices compared to the CRT monitors. It's a double of that. Correct. Now, one more concept is that most of us are not familiar with this. That is a thin client. From few days, I am just doing the research on that. What is exactly thin client computer? I want to tell you. If you have a PC or a laptop, same PC or laptop, you can share on a small computer, which will have a very small processor. It will not have any storage and all. It will use your laptop or PC as a computer. And such device is called as a thin client computer. It's very cheap. Say 4 to 5,000 it will consume. You have one computer you can share with say 5 to 6 users. So it is helpful in two ways. One is on the expense of 1 or 2 computers, you can have more than 2-3 computers or 5 to 6 computers. Means very 4 to 5,000 you have to spend, means it is very cheap, isn't it? And another side, if you see, it consumes very less power. So thin client is the best option for greening the IT field. Next comes the green data center. So we know that there are many data centers where most of the data is stored, and it is also becoming important that the enterprise data center must become greener. Now, how that is possible? That is the question here. So in data centers, many air conditioners, electrical or mechanical systems are used. Continuously the power is on, the lights are on. So one of the way we can do this, or we can save energy, is build the house of the data center or design the house of the data center. That's what I'm telling about a building in such a way that it consumes less energy. Means it should be possible that we should be able to switch off the lights and all. With that, you can save the energy and generate a less carbon footprint, and of course, it will be providing the minimum impact on the environment. And data centers are also using the advanced cooling or heating systems, uh, heating system. So that can be avoided by the better building plans and all. And we can use even some many servers will be used there, different types of servers. And instead of using large servers, it's better to use blade servers or server clustering. And energy efficiency can be achieved by these methods by using blade servers or server clustering. So on this, we can just search it on internet. What is exactly blade servers and server clustering? Now let us discuss about next area in which of greening of IT. Means here, what we are discussing is whatever the fields are there, different fields in IT, how these can be made greener. And there are some fields which are advantages also, although they are consuming power and all. We will discuss how it is. Now the next concept what we are going to discuss is the green cloud computing. It's as you can see on the screen, the cloud computing represents a paradigm shift. It's a transition from computer as a product to computing as a product to computing as a service. This is quite interesting, isn't it? What do you mean by computing as a product or a computing as a service? That question comes in. So there are nowadays many organizations, they are using the cloud computing concept. So you may ask me, sir, what is a cloud computing? Suppose assume that if you design a server, or if any enterprise, if they create a server within the enterprise, they have to maintain the server. And all the services are controlled by the server. So there is one more concept where the server is maintained in the cloud. Cloud means in the online processing. Okay. Now there the cloud maintained by certain cloud computing companies, and that particular cloud is provided in the form of service to the mini enterprise. What it is happening is it has some benefits. Cloud computing has a benefit for a business, educational institution, government, and individual. So if I simply say that there are benefits, so how or what are the benefits, we can think about that. Now we will consider our example only. Now I will consider this concept, that is education, because this is our field. Now what is a cloud? If you have to understand, we have to go through these educational softwares such as Canvas, what we are using, what we are doing, we are by creating our notes, videos, and we are just uploading it, right? Even YouTube and all, what we are using. Correct. It's a Google Drives, YouTube. These are all clouds. So you know, whatever the files and data what we create, we can put it into the cloud, and it is used as a memory storage. It provides us a storage, and whatever we design, we put it into that, right? This is cloud. So if you see the positive side, it is very much useful, isn't it? But another side, if you take it, it is consuming a lot of energy at the cloud. But what happens is, if an enterprise is thinking to keep the server off, means they don't want to go by the server, they can go for cloud, which is saving the energy consumption at the server in their enterprise. They can hire the clouds. So we are using Canvas, we use the G Suite. Like that, many clouds are available. Correct. We can keep our data there. So because of the benefits of the cloud, a lot of data centers are in demand. Okay, and with the growth in the cloud, there comes increasing energy consumption by the data center. That is the negative side if you go by that. Positive side is there also, negative side. But so one question will be arise here: how the cloud can be greener? So make arrangement in a cloud in such a way that the cloud computing should become a green solution, so that the cloud infrastructure, whatever is used there, it should be energy saving or energy efficient, and if it is maintained in that way, then automatically what happens is the cloud computing becomes a green solution. It can become a green solution. Next, let us discuss about the green data storage. See, whatever the concepts I am discussing now, 3-4 concepts I have discussed. That is greening of PCs and notebooks, greening of data centers, greening of cloud computing, and under that many other things will be coming. So green data storage is also one of them. Now the concept comes is, or the question comes is, how we are going to make these data centers where actually the cloud is managed, how we are going to make it greener. That question will come into the mind here. I said, okay, energy consumption can be reduced. Okay, then how it is done and what techniques has to be used in the data storage, that question will come into the mind. So when we will be discussing, actually the second chapter is related to the hardware and software, how the hardware and software can be modified to make it energy efficient. So here different methods we can use for getting the means reducing the energy consumption. So here it is mentioned on the screen, made it is massive array of idle disk spin down means whenever the disk read or write operations are performed, spinning of disk, if it is reduced, the energy consumption is reduced. Next, tiered storage and solid state devices, SSD. Nowadays you must have heard about this. Many of the laptops nowadays, they are available with the SSD. It's a microchip is used, that it is faster also. So because it's faster and less overhead also will be there. Next is, see, this is what all is because of the green IT or green IT concept. This is coming into the market nowadays, isn't it? It is dealing with two things. One is speed and another one is greening. Speed and greening. So these two concepts are managed by SSD. Nowadays everyone wants to go for SSD. So even the manufacturers, they are following the SSDs. And there are some system level approaches such as the storage virtualization. I cannot explain exactly what is the virtualization because there is one separate topic coming on that. Then the thin provisioning and the data deduplications. These are all the concepts which can be used to make the data centers greener. Means what is meant by making it greener? Here the concept is very simple. You have to set up the data center in such a way that it should consume less energy, and that is possible with both hardware and software changes. That is what we call greening of IT. So this is regarding the greening of. As we have discussed, data storage can be made more efficient by using different methods such as data deduplication, TP, then tiering. So here actually data deduplication means what? That is the question here. So in data deduplication process, we can eliminate the data or redundant data. Redundant data means if the data is repeated again and again, that is called as the redundant data. That can be database can be maintained in such a way that it will not get redundant data. So one of the best example for that is DBMS, where we can avoid the redundant data. So this can help to improve the storage of the data centers or data storage devices. And with this, what happens is it reduces the required storage capacity, and as it reduces the storage capacity, and one more very important thing is there. That is, whenever searching is taking place, it will save a time to search the data if there is no redundant data. And next is TP. TP is so here TP stands for thin provisioning. So in the previous slide we have seen this thin provisioning. TP stands for thin provisioning. It's a storage resource management and virtualization that allows the administrator to limit the allocation of the actual physical storage what application initially needs. Means with this what happens is the data is virtualized or stored in such a way that it consumes less storage space. So that is called as thin. That particular thing is called as the thin provisioning. Thin provisioning. Next is a tiering. Means here we can take a data into 3-4 categories. Data can be categorized as on-demand data, not data not critical but still timely it is needed, and archival data. So like that we can uh, separate the data, and the data can be filtered, and unnecessary data and file it can be avoided. Means whenever the data is needed, what type of data needs to be stored or when it needs to be accessed, it can be prioritized. It can be prioritized. So here we can see that tiering, in addition to the filtering out of unnecessary data and files, allocates the business data and files in the most efficient layers, such as on-demand data, or do not. It's not a. If it's a data, it's not a critical data, or it's a archive data. Like that, it can be set into 3 different tiers. Says tier 1, tier 2, and tier 3, and it can be arranged.